Good morning. Our world is so divisive, isn't it? I mean, there have always been political differences, but it's like on steroids in 2020. I remember in seminary, um, I had saw a post on my newsfeed on Facebook, and I think it had the golden rule on it. And so I shared that post onto my page. And it generated a lot of likes, but I was surprised at the number of people who commented complaining about the resource that post came from. It's not that they disagreed with the words of the post, but because it came from a particular media outlet, I was labeled to a political agenda. I was like, what? I've seen people who have gone to particular restaurants because they love the food from that place, or they shop at a particular store, and they get labeled with political agendas because they go to these particular places. Really? Is that the way that we run our relationships in our homes? There are no two people that are exactly alike. So if two spouses don't agree on something, are they automatically labeled to one political agenda or another? As if one side is completely right and the other side is completely wrong? It kind of makes me feel like politics have become our gods. We reference good and bad against a political agenda rather than from our faith. And so we mold our understanding of who God is or our faith by the political agenda rather than the other way around. That our faith should mold the way we understand our politics. In Matthew 25, we read, "For I was hungry, and you gave me food. I was thirsty, and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger, and you welcomed me. I was naked, and you gave me clothing. I was sick, and you took care of me. I was in prison, and you visited me." Then the righteous will answer him, "Lord, when was it that we saw you hungry and gave you food, or thirsty and gave you something to drink? And when was it that we saw you a stranger and welcomed you, or naked and gave you clothing? And when was it that we saw you sick or in prison and visited you?" And he answered them, "Truly I tell you, just as you did it to one of the least of these who are members of my family, you did it to me." Doesn't matter your skin color, your political agenda, your social status, as long as you were doing to help those in need, you are also doing it for our Lord. I'm thankful this morning on Monday, June 15th, to be going to our church campus where we are going to be collecting water for the Navajo mission. The Navajo Nation has been hit particularly hard with COVID-19, and they don't have the income, they don't have the resources, they don't have the healthcare facilities like most of us. And so there's a desperate need for water. And I am proud to say that people of multiple political backgrounds are putting that aside to come in and to help those who are in need. I would encourage you to think about how easy it is to get caught up in the divisiveness of our world, that we might end up taking sides rather than deeply thinking about what our faith asks us to do, what Jesus asks us to do. And so, um, think about that this week. Does it matter what political party your neighbor belongs to when they are helping give to those who are in need? Do we really have to dislike someone because they belong to a party rather than recognizing them as a loved child of God who might think differently than us, but they have the same joys, the same anxieties, the same cares as you and I? Maybe if we spend more time thinking about the things that we have in common, we can spend less time dividing. Have a good day, and I'll talk to you again on Wednesday. Goodbye.